Hello everybody and welcome to another CB Showtunes tutorial. Now I recently had somebody ask me about a problem with the animator inside one of my previous tutorials. And what's the best way to fix a problem? By a video, of course. So now with the animators, this is actually a very common problem. A lot of people don't understand how they work inside Unity. So we're going to go ahead and cover that inside this tutorial right here. So as you can see, we got this blank screen or scene with this point light and then a plane. Nothing too advanced, nothing like that. Just a basic setup. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to drag in a object. Now, this object I got off of Mixamo. If you use Mixamo, that's awesome. If you don't use Mixamo, that's great too. It just depends on your personal preference. Okay, so we have our character sitting here. Let's go and align our camera to where we could see our character a little bit better. So let's go select our main camera, game object, and align with view. A little bit closer, I think. So we're going to do the same, all setup. Okay, that's all good. So as you can see, we have our player here. Just a simple 3D object inside his T-pose. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to have an animator controller. If you don't have one already, simply right click, go to create, and then go to animator controller. Now the next thing that you want to do, select your placement, drag your component on there. Now that's a very important step because this will control what your player does. So if that is not on your player, it will not work. So double click this right here, or whichever one you're using, and we're going to discuss this page right here. So this page is your animator editor. So you drag your animators or animations inside here, say for instance your idle and your walk. And it's really simple, you could drag it anywhere. And it has like 3 states on here. You see this blue state called any state. This is basically saying that it could be accessed from anywhere. So say for instance on death or on revive, stuff like that. Entry on the other hand is like this is what's going to start when we're starting this animation, and this is what's going to go to and blah blah blah. Then you have exit, so what's going to happen afterwards. Now, we're not going to be worrying about exit or any state on this tutorial. We're just going to be worried about entry. So if you right click on one of these objects right here, you can see this set layer as a default state. This is basically going to be setting it to where this is what it's going to start at. Simple as that. And we want idle to be that, so we're going to leave it as is. Now we need to right click and make a transition. So we're going to select walking. Now what a transition does is it pretty much allows us to be able to walk to a different animation. Think of it like an island, right? So you're on one island, there's another island on the other side. So you got to cross a bridge to get to that island. Now sometimes though you have what we call a toll bridge. Now a toll bridge means that you have to have a condition to cross. So how do you get these conditions? So if I just simply press this plus key right here, you see that it says parameter doesn't exist. If I select this, it says empty. What do we do? Right? Nothing's going to happen right there. So how do we fix this problem? Well, that's easy. So if you come over here to the left side of the screen, you're going to see like these 2 different lines right here. It says layers, and then it says parameters. You want to select parameters. Now, the reason for this is the key or the cost to cross the toll bridge. So we're going to select plus. Now, you have these floats and int. That's like saying, okay, so you owe me money. You have these booleans, sort of like a give and take, and then a trigger, like you just get somebody upset or something like that. So we're going to use a boolean for this case, and we're going to call it is walking. Now you can easily get rid of this just by simply selecting the parameter that you want, and then pressing delete. But we want that, so we're going to go ahead and redo it. So we're going to put is walking. Whoops, we don't want it that way. So is walking. All right, now we're also going to add another boolean called is idle. So if we select this right here, or this bridge right here, you could add another one if you wanted to, and it will automatically have it, or you could just simply take it away. If you already have this one right here, you could take it away, or you could just simply select this and go to is walking. Now, you need to also be able to take off has exit time. The reason for this is, think of it like if you want the animation to stop or end, like a sword swing or a shield block. If you want the animation to just freeze and end its process, like a jumping, then you want has exit time. But if it's just something like idle or walking, running, you want has exit time off. That way it doesn't stop and keep looping. Okay, so we're going to right click walking, make a transition, select the bridge, and we're going to select has exit time off. Now if you see this error right here, it's saying it has to have a condition. So we're going to select this plus and has is idle. Okay, so that's all that there is to this animation type. Now we need to go ahead and make a script. So we're going to grab our policeman and we're going to create a C# script called test anim script. So I'm going to drag that onto him. Now I already have this set up to where we can actually move around. This script is a pretty common script that I've actually used in a lot of my tutorials. If you don't have it, it's right here. Just a really simple script to use. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do now is we are wanting to basically find our animator, right? So if I select my policeman here, as you can see, we have this animator, right? Well, this animator component. So if I go over to this right here, we want to find that animator component. So there's two ways of doing this. You could either type in static animator like this, which allows you to access any object with this data. So any object that has test anim on it will be accessed by this script. Or you could backspace the static, and now it will only affect the object that this script is on. And that's what we want. Okay, so we're going to type in anim is equal to get component. And make sure that you have this inside the start function, by the way. It's we're going to find this script. So you want to do this either inside the awake function or the start function. I always do it inside the start, mainly because I've always done it inside the start. So yeah. All right. Now since we got that done, we're going to plug in our values. Now this is a very simple process, and depending on which keys you're using or which ever movement system you're using. Now I'm using PC. You can use this in Mac as well, but I believe you can use it in Mac. Let's just say if input dot get axis or get key, then we're going to put key code dot w, and then we're going to put, let's say, anim dot set bool. Then we're going to put in our condition. So we're going to say is walking, comma space, true. Now we also want to add in our other bool, because if a bool is true or false, you want to be able to disable the other one. So if this is playing, we don't want the other one to start playing. So we're going to make it false. So let's go and copy this, Control C, else, Control V, and then we're going to simply copy the second function as well, Control V, Control V, and then we're just going to change which key it is. So this is going to be the S key, this is going to be the A key, and this is going to be the D key. Now at the very bottom, you're going to put in else, and we're going to add in these two functions right here, and then we're going to swap them. So we're going to make this false, then going to make this true. All right, so now since we got that done, we're going to press play. Now make sure that you have your speed and rote set, and then we will actually be in business. So as you can see, our character is just an idle. If we start moving, we move, and if we rotate, all that sort of stuff, we move just great. All right, if you have any questions on these videos, please comment below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Also, like this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed. We'll see you guys next time.